Hi there, my name is Dr. Nick McGlynn and I'm a senior lecturer in geography here at the University of Brighton. I specialise in areas of human geography, but due to the very flexible nature of geography and our joined up teaching here at Brighton, I teach classes to all of our geography students at one time or another. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why you should consider studying geography at university. First of all, I'm going to discuss what geography actually is, because it's a fascinating, important, influential, but often misunderstood discipline. Second, I'm going to explain how geographers investigate the world as a whole, and I'll show you some of the very different geographic research projects that our lecturers here at Brighton are involved in. And finally, I'll outline some of the key differences between geography as it's studied at high school and geography as you'll study it at university. So I didn't study geography at university, not for my undergraduate degree, not for my master's degree, not until I was here at the University of Brighton studying my PhD. Now, I liked geography at school. It was actually one of my best subjects, but I suppose I thought if I went on to study geography at university, then I would be studying more about mountains, about glaciation, about weather patterns. And back then, I was more interested in ancient human societies. So I went on to study classical studies, Latin and ancient Greek. So like many people about to leave school, I guess I had a confused impression about what geography actually is, at university at least. And I don't think I was alone in that. Geography is often said to be a very misunderstood subject, and people often aren't sure exactly what it is or what we study in it. Now, part of that problem, this uncertainty about what geography is also geography's biggest strength, because geographers study everything everything, including those ancient societies that I was so interested in back when I was leaving school. Geography is the study of the world as a whole and how it works. The British geographer Alistair Bonnet has described geography as the world discipline because, unlike most other disciplines, we understand that everything that happens is fundamentally connected to what's happening in the rest of the world. Nothing happens in isolation. Let's take fishing as an example. So geographers understand that the ocean current system provides nutrients for fish, that climate change impacts on ocean currents and temperatures, and so changes historical fish habitats. Fishermen, then into conflicts over access to these changing habitats. Some fishers may no longer be able to work, and then the economy of seaside towns declines. Wider political tensions emerge over national rights to fishing grounds, as we've seen in the wake of Brexit. And these political tensions can then result in particular environmental policies getting established or created that then go on to impact climate change, hopefully. So, through a geographic approach, we can see that apparently distinct issues such as climate change, Brexit, fish habitats, international conflict, seaside town poverty, and environmental policies, they're all connected. So, as the world discipline, geography unites together the physical environment, the natural environment, the built environment, and human society. It recognises them as inextricably linked. They can't just be separated. And it uses this knowledge to study specific elements of them. So geography is probably the most holistic, the most all-encompassing and the most wide-ranging of any field of study. And I really wish I'd known this when I was preparing to go to university. Geography is also a problem-solving discipline with a very strong tradition of both social and environmental activism built into the heart of it. Geographers are focused not just on understanding the world, but on identifying and solving social, natural, and environmental issues, and ultimately creating positive change in the world. Geographers are not the people to just sit back and study for the sake of it. We're the people who want to get stuff done too and make some changes to the world. Here are just three small examples of how geography relates to both the natural and the human worlds. Now, all of these are things that we teach about here at Brighton, and they're based on research being undertaken by the lecturers who teach these subjects here. So, first of all, geography can help us to understand and to tackle the growing impact of microplastics. This is a crucial sustainable development issue. Microplastics, these tiny fragments of plastic, enter into waterways and water supplies, and they can have really serious adverse impacts on human and animal lives. Through geography, we can trace how microplastics enter water systems in the first place through waste disposal. We can understand how that river system is then going to transport it and deposit the microplastics in certain areas. We can predict then where it'll end up. And then we can come up with a strategy to help minimize or remove microplastics. This kind of work is vital for evaluating sustainable development for the future. Second, geography can help us to investigate and understand those ancient societies that I was so interested in when I was at school. So a team of our researchers here at the University of Brighton have been using geochemical analysis to help understand the monument of Stonehenge. Using geochemical analysis of the extracted core that you can see here in this image, they've been able to pinpoint where some of the megalithic sarsen stones that make up the structure actually came from. So this kind of work helps future studies to understand the societies that created monuments like Stonehenge. Finally, we can also use geography to understand more social and cultural issues. For example, based on some of my own research, we can take a geographic approach to help map lesbian, gay, bi, trans and queer, that's LGBTQ, related laws and policies in different countries around the world. But we can also go deeper, and using a geographic approach, we can map how these laws and policies are implemented in different parts of these countries and not assume that the situation is the same in every part of the same country. We can also use geography to help improve LGBTQ equalities by working to understand the unique context of different countries, in this case, India and England, and by developing geographically sensitive strategies that don't assume that what works in one place will work in another place. Now, being at university is different to being at school in a lot of different ways. Now, you'll be much more independent, of course, but as I've suggested through talking through some of our research projects, perhaps the biggest difference is that teaching here is strongly led by research. At school, you're primarily focused on learning already established knowledge. At university, you'll learn how that knowledge gets established, and you'll also learn to create new geographic knowledge yourself. You'll be taught how to read and understand actual research papers in geography as well as in other disciplines, because geography is such an interdisciplinary subject. You'll also be taught by actual researchers ourselves. All of the geography lecturers here at the University of Brighton are researchers. We're all working right now on our own research projects, which we teach you about. Now, as part of this, geography at university is also about learning new skills and developing them. Because geography as the world discipline, it covers so much different stuff. By studying it at university, you will learn a huge variety of practical skills. For example, here at Brighton, you will learn how to create new maps. You'll learn how to use drones to catalogue physical terrain. You'll learn how to interview people and analyse their stories. You'll learn how to generate statistical findings. You will learn how to predict the flow of rivers, how to understand policy documents, and loads more. And because geography is about creating change, you'll also learn skills like oral communication, project management, report writing, and how to work effectively with community groups and partners. Finally, geography is not just about being sat at a desk all the time or about reading books in the library, though we will be getting you to do that. Another crucial feature of geography at university is fieldwork, about actually going to the places that we're studying. Now, this is not just about getting to take exotic trips, it's of real practical importance because actually being in a place is very, very different to seeing it in a photo or reading about it or viewing somebody else's experiences of it online. Actually being there and experiencing it can open your eyes to new things that you hadn't considered before you went there, and that is geography. And also, from the most practical standpoint, not all research can be done at a distance. Very often, you do need to actually go to the place to study it properly. Now, for our students, that means actually travelling to a live volcano in Sicily to explore how vegetation changes in volcanic soil, or actually travelling to the streets of Morocco to observe how French colonialism is built into the fabric of cities like Marrakesh. Building up your skills and your confidence to do this in a safe and supportive environment is what geography at university is all about. So, what we've covered is what geography is, how it relates to the world around us, and how studying geography at university can be different to studying it at school. I hope now you've got a better idea of the huge variety of things studied by geographers and that you're interested in exploring geography further at university. If you would like to find out more about how we do geography here at the University of Brighton, you can check out our blog where we post details about our teaching and our research. And you can also find us on social media, on Twitter and on Instagram, and see some of what we get up to. So goodbye and thanks for listening.